Hey everybody, it's your average guy, John Corelli, with an average guy opinion for the day. This is episode 135, and I wanted to have somebody make a little cameo here. It's little Boba. Say hi, Boba. He used to like to photobomb my videos. He doesn't look too happy being held the way he's being held right now. But I just wanted to let you know he's alive and well. I never kill him like I say I'm going to when he interrupts my videos. I'll just put you down there. So, what to talk about today. That was a kind of, I'm going to call that a soft entry, soft landing to talk about what's going on in Israel. It's not pretty. I got to let the cat out. See what I'm talking about? There you go. And my computer just went out on me, but that's okay. Life is strange sometimes. So, there we are. It's gotten ugly. I haven't been keeping track of the last 48 hours, but I have seen things that the Israelis are doing to the Palestinians. And I'm not going to say the Palestinians are completely right and the Israelis are completely wrong. But when it comes to this conflict, I am generally on the side of the Palestinians because they do need their own state. The Israelis keep on moving in on places and claiming places that are on the other side of that wall. And they're doing things that are kind of horrific. I talked a couple episodes ago about the Aqsa Mosque, what appears to have been, I don't know what led to this. I don't know if the Israeli police had any due cause to go into that mosque, which I mentioned at the time was the third, I don't know if you'd call it most important, but it's probably most important mosque in all of the Islamic world. And it's on fire. It was on fire. I don't know why the cops went in there. I don't know how it ended up on fire, but I don't know why Israeli police would go into a holy place. Unless, I mean, maybe there was just cause. Maybe they saw weapons going in there. I don't know. But it wasn't pretty. It was on fire, and then I saw, if you've seen the footage of it, it's kind of a horrific thing to see. And I mentioned this earlier, too. It reminded me of 9/11 when they showed Palestinians celebrating 9/11, how horrific that was to see. And it was pretty much similar. This mosque is burning, and a bunch of bunch of Jews are just flying the Israeli flag and fucking going apeshit over this mosque burning down. And I saw a lot of the worst of humanity, and it was bothersome. And then I think a couple days after that, they were using white phosphorus, which is a chemical. I mean, just listen to what it's called, white phosphorus. It's a chemical weapon. And here in the good old USA, we just give it a pass. We just let that happen. And we always support Israel no matter what regime change. I mean, I love all the Republicans saying how leftist of a regime, you want to call it a regime, this presidency is. You guys understand that Joe Biden is by far the most right-wing nominee that there was in 2020 and got elected, because that was the only way he was going to get elected. If it was too leftist, enough people wouldn't vote for him in the middle, and we'd have Trump as president still. So, I don't know if I want to talk a lot of history about it, but maybe we should. I have been reading up a little bit on presidential decisions as far as the Middle East ever since Israel was declared a state in 1948. Truman all the way through Clinton I've been reading about. I haven't read it in depth as I should. I need to read it twice. Like I said, I'm an average guy, so things don't always hit me on the first pass. I read a lot about the Eisenhower presidency and how he had to deal with Nasser in Egypt, and a lot of and I believe Golda Meir came in the 60s, maybe the late 50s when Eisenhower was still president. She was very much a hawk when it came to wars, and that was proven in the 1967 and 1973 with the two wars. One of them was the pretty infamous Six-Day War, where preemptive strikes were pretty much invented by the Israelis. They say, hey, we see Nasser, or Nasser, depending how you want to say him. By the way, Nasser was a very pro-Islamic, pro-nationalist Egyptian leader from the 50s who originally had our backing, and then not so much because he mobilized against Israel. He did. He lined up all his tanks along the Suez Canal there, and was getting jets and ships ready to rock and roll. And the Israelis said, "Fuck that," and just just trashed him. In both cases, I always get them mixed up. I don't know which one was in '67, the Six-Day War or the other one. They were both very short wars because the Israelis took care of business. I do understand that. I understand that that nation state, where it is, and angering as many other people as it has, they have to be on the defensive. I don't know if I've ever told you guys this when I worked for a company called Digital Globe. Before that, it was Space Imaging and also GOI. And I mapped airfields for about 7 out of the 8 years that I worked there. I had to get secret clearance to do it. I was told not to tell anyone what I did, even though I was doing very simplistic stuff. This wasn't stuff that was going to lead to any secrets I could give up. Were not going to help anyone. You could torture me, kill my family. There's nothing I can tell you about these airfields that would be extremely super helpful to you knowing about them. If you've got the coordinates, you got pretty much what I got. I did I helped with what do they call them, navigational aids. We did, it was kind of cool what I did. I had a computer on each side of me. One was a 3D computer image of the satellite imagery we had taken, and then the other was a mapping. It was called ArcGIS as a mapping software, and I traced stuff. Basically, is what I did. Now I know that doesn't really go with the format of what I'm talking about, but it does actually. I mapped airfields all over the planet. Some civilian, some municipal, some huge ones. Like I helped with Heathrow, and here's the funny thing we have with the Israelis is 1 meter imagery, 1 meter what's it called, resolution is very sharp imagery. It's like Google Earth, right? It's incredible imagery that you can get and see anything practically on the planet. We have a deal with the Israelis that we only do 2 meter resolution, so it's a lot blurrier, and you can see why. I mapped Israeli military airfields sometimes, and man, they're ready to go, and I can do it as in detailed a form as I could because we have those agreements. I worked for the government, and so our government told their government, well, okay, we'll make it a little blurrier for us, and we won't give out your information. If it falls into the wrong hands, it could be bad for you. Okay, so anyway, why am I here? Why am I talking to you? Here's my problem, and I think I only got 3 minutes to finish, but I think I can summarize in 3 minutes the problem that's going on over there. The Israelis created a state in 1948 because of what happened in the 30s and 40s in Hitler-ruled Germany, right? When I see these images and I see these actions of the current Israelis, not all of them are for this war. Not all of them are for the way that they aggressively go into places like the Gaza Strip and the West Bank, and frankly are trying to widen make their country bigger through places that were classically Palestine, and actually Israel was classically Palestine as well, and making a claim on that part of the world that many people, I've mentioned this before too, that the 3 major religions on this planet claim as their holiest city, Jerusalem, the Muslims, the Jews, and the Christians. That's the holiest city on the planet for those 3 major biggest religions on the planet. But I'm really seeing the Jews acting like what they ran from in 1940s Germany, 1930s Germany. It's like this absolute power corrupts absolutely. It's like history repeating itself. It's all these cliches, but the Jews are starting to act like the fucking Nazis. It really is scary. And I mean, they're perfect. They would be fine doing intern camps or concentration camps for the Muslims. They would be fine with that. Not all of them, like I say. I don't. But the way they're acting and the policies they have, it's really that type of deal. So yeah, I don't like calling the Jews Nazis, but I'm calling it like I see it. Israel is not looking good right now in the eyes of 95% of the world. You need to I understand securing your borders. We've seen the walls. If you've looked at any type of even travelogue type of shows, you've seen the walls that exist between Palestine and Israel. You're not getting over that thing. So it's the Israelis that are often pushing out and going into places where the Palestinians should have. We need a Palestinian state. I think it would be very, very conducive to all parties involved. Just another nation state in that area for people that identify as Palestinian. Until then, I am worried that every time I see that Jewish flag, and I'm not going to use it as the thumbnail, but when I was looking for thumbnails for this episode, there's one that shows the Jewish, the two blue stripes and the Star of David. Instead of the Star of David, it's got the fucking swastika. And I'm really scared that that's what's happening there, that they're doing every bit the wrongs that were done to them about 80 years ago. Okay, that's my average opinion. Thanks for listening a little extra. Thanks for watching. I appreciate you. Smash that like button. Kidding. I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. See you guys soon. Thanks. Bye.